Tonight on KGW News, getting ready for cold and potentially snow.
Today, I am declaring an emergency for Multnomah County that begins at 6 p.m. tonight.
What to expect from the first valley snow of the season. Plus,
tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money!
How Oregon senators and representatives are leading their own resistance on Capitol Hill. Then, how vandals disturbed a symbol of faith and a safe space known as the Jewish Oasis.
Right away, it's like, what's the lesson? How are we going to grow better, stronger?
And later, the big dig comes to Waterfront Park.
We're going down 125 feet.
Why an important test near the Burnside Bridge will lead the way to a safer crossing. Good evening, everyone. We begin at 11 with that weather impact alert now in effect. 38 degrees in the Rose City as we keep a watchful eye on our roadways and higher elevations, with the valley about to see its best chance for sticking snow so far this season. We have live team coverage tonight, including how this month's cold snap has already turned deadly. But first to Chief Meteorologist Matt Safina to break down the timing. So Matt, any sign of snow yet?
A little bit. We're getting some showers moving up the valley. I'll show those to you in just a minute, David. But first, the weather impact alert. Through noon tomorrow, I think the best chance for snow will actually be in the morning hours when it's cold enough, and I'll explain that in a bit. Anywhere from a trace to an inch of snow in the valleys. So part of the morning commute may be slushy. Some of the roads especially, some may not be. It may just be a cold rain. Now here's Salem. We've had rain showers in Salem. See, there's a little bit of water on the lens, right? It's cool. It's 36 degrees, but it's mainly just been rain showers in Salem. Now, some of the higher reaches around Salem, elevations like the Oregon Zoo. The zoo not seeing any precipitation yet. But you can see it's down to 33 degrees there at 6,000 feet. So here's where we have seen some precipitation tonight, just to the north of Salem right now, moving up towards Canby and out towards Donald and up into the Sherwood area. A little bit of snow there, but it's a rain-snow mix, as you can see on Doppler radar. It is not a steady band of precipitation at all, and it's not all snow. It's a mix of rain and snow. Showers beginning to increase along the coast. We're going to see that happen in the overnight hours. So let's check out the modeling on this, right? This is by 4:30 in the morning, 0.2 of an inch of snow in Portland, so really not that much. If we run this out to about 11 a.m., we are up to a half an inch in Portland, an inch, a little bit more up in the West Hills, 0.7 of an inch in McMinnville, about a half an inch on the coast, more out in the Hood River Valley, and of course on Mount Hood. So you can see we're looking at a little bit of snow, maybe enough to make the commute a little bit dicey at times. But we do expect snow showers to increase overnight. Again, anywhere from nothing to an inch in the Portland area, up to 3 inches in the West Hills and at the coast, and 4 to 10 inches in the coast range. So we'll have more on this a little bit later. I'll show you these showers as they're forming up offshore, David, in a bit. Back to you.
All right, Matt, we'll see you in a few. Let's bring in Alma McCarty now live in Northwest Portland with a look at the county's response. And Alma, this comes after we learned today that one person already died in the cold.
Yeah, David, we learned just really this afternoon from the Multnomah County Medical Examiner that a man in southwest Portland died due to hypothermia, the first hypothermia confirmed death, according again to the medical examiner this year. Now, leaders do hope that emergency shelters like this one here behind me will prevent more deaths. There are 3 shelters across the city and county open, and they've been open since 7 tonight, since the forecast now meets their threshold. The furthest west in the county is on Northwest 14th Avenue. Here we saw several people getting dropped off and checked inside to get out of the elements. The second is in the Hollywood district inside of an old Dollar Tree off Sandy Boulevard. And the final location is at Cook Plaza in Gresham, making there a total of 242 severe weather beds, according to the county, open until at least noon tomorrow. There's also room, we're told, at the Salvation Army shelters, in addition to Portland's year-round shelter beds.
Severe weather shelters, we know they save lives during the coldest and harshest nights of the year. No one will be turned away.
I really want to encourage people, if you know somebody that is living unsheltered and outside, please reach out to them, encourage them to call 211. Please encourage them to seek shelter during this time.
Surrounding counties have opened warming shelters as well. There's one in Oregon City for Clackamas County and 2 in Washington County, in Aloha and in Beaverton. Across the Columbia, we visited shelters in Vancouver tonight as well, where city officials say their winter weather shelter program has been at capacity every night since doors opened in early December. The city says it will expand both hours and at one location the capacity should the need arise. And this evening I spoke with one homeless advocate who was bringing folks from Old Town over this way in Northwest to get folks shelter, to get them out of the cold. He says he's really grateful that these shelters are opening, but he has some questions about the timing here. He understands that there are thresholds in place for cities and for counties, but he says he's encountered a lot of folks over the last couple of weeks living outside who have been struggling in the cold. David, back to you.
Yeah, understandable on a night like tonight. Alma, appreciate you checking up on things. Thanks so much. Stay with KGW for continuing coverage of the winter weather. Matt will have your complete forecast coming up. Plus, meteorologist Rod Hill picks up our live coverage bright and early on sunrise, starting at 4:30 a.m. Well, now to breaking news, where tonight Providence has announced tentative agreements with the nurses at all 8 of its hospitals. It appears largely ending a strike that has stretched on since early January. Thousands of nurses have been on the picket lines for over 3 weeks over pay and staffing levels. Providence has a plan to share more details about these deals following a ratification vote with the union. This comes just 2 days, by the way, after the Providence Women's Clinic reached an agreement with some of its workers. Employees there are set to head back to work on Thursday. Meanwhile, negotiations are ongoing with dozens of doctors at Providence St. Vincent. We, of course, will keep you posted. Now to the latest on President Trump's first 100 days in office, where today he said the U.S. would take ownership of Gaza and said the Palestinians who live there should be relocated. This comes as the president met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House. During extended remarks at a news conference, the president suggesting resettling displaced Palestinians to Egypt and Jordan, both which have long rejected that idea. He also said the U.S. could help turn Gaza into what he called the, quote, Riviera of the Middle East. Meanwhile, Israel's PM pledging once again to get all remaining hostages out.
Hamas is not going to be in Gaza, and we're going to get everyone back.
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East.
The president did not answer questions about the legality of taking over a sovereign territory, and it was unclear what it could mean for the long-term prospects of a Palestinian state.
Hands off your money.
Meanwhile, just down the block from the White House, Oregon Democrats joined a nobody-elected Elon rally on the Treasury Department steps. This is in response to reports that Elon Musk and his team now have access to the Treasury's payment system as head of President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency. Here's Congresswoman Janelle Bynum.
But I'm here today to tell you we're showing up. We are all patriots. Yes. They're going to take their hands out of our piggy banks. Yes. We're going to shut it down.
Democratic members of Congress have threatened to try to bring Trump's agenda, including his cabinet nominations, to a grinding halt. Some Republicans defend Musk as simply carrying out Trump's campaign promises. Developing tonight, Portland police are looking for a driver involved in a hit and run in southeast Portland. Authorities say a pedestrian was hit just after 7:30 at Southwest Powell and 84th. Police say the victim suffered serious injuries and was taken to the hospital. They are now looking for witnesses. So far, there is no description of the suspect's car. Tonight, neighbors in Northeast Portland say they are already seeing a difference after police launched a mission to stop human trafficking along 82nd Avenue. Daisy Caballero looks into the results.
The intersection of Northeast Sandy Boulevard and 82nd has a known history neighbors can attest to.
We have always noticed a lot of ladies on 82nd, lots and lots of ladies. We've seen cars pull over and interact with them.
It's a known hotspot for human trafficking, according to police. Last month, the agency's human trafficking unit conducted several successful missions in that area.
We arrested or cited 30 people. We don't typically see that sort of payoff. We did this time.
Mike Benner with PPB says charges include commercial sexual solicitation and unlawful prostitution, or people offering to pay providers for sex. Benner also says the people arrested range from 19 to 70 years old.
We will work with our partners at the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office to hold these people accountable for their criminal behavior.
There's a lot of human trafficking that happens in Portland. We have the data to back that up.
Esther is the CEO of Safety Compass, an Oregon nonprofit that provides support to survivors of commercial sexual exploitation and human trafficking in the Northwest. They have worked closely with PPB for years.
And so as they're doing their arrests, they're impacting the space of human trafficking. They're also impacting the demand side of the issue.
And since the arrests, neighbors like Lauren have noticed some changes.
Just recently, I was talking to my partner and we noticed that there were none on the road anymore. So we were very curious about what happened. It's a good thing that it happened, and I just hope that they're all headed to safer places and having better lives.
Daisy Caballero, KGW News.
New tonight, a Northwest Portland store known as the Jewish Oasis was vandalized overnight with its mezuzah, according to the rabbi, ripped off the door. A mezuzah, often seen on the doorposts of Jewish homes and businesses, consists of a case with a small scroll inside that contains some verses of the Torah. It's a symbol of faith and of protection in a tradition that dates back more than 3,000 years. This hub for Jewish life and community opened in the Pearl District a couple years ago after an arson at its previous spot in Southwest Portland. Rabbi Chaim Mishulavin says the vandalism will not cause them to shrink in fear.
Before you walk in, before you come home, before you come to work, remember who's in charge. Remember what your value system is. Before you go out in the world, remember who's protecting you when you're going out there. And that message is what we're going with today. And even though it might seem like, oh, they're getting us, they're ripping our mezuzahs off the doors. No, we're stronger than that. God's protecting us. We've been through this many times.
The rabbi says they plan to file a police report and they are working on getting security cameras.